Hey there, Capricorn, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your monthly reading. This is going to be a reading for the month of April 2023, and we're going to take a look at past, present, and near future energies. Also, Capricorn, if you'd like to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. All you have to do is send me an email, and of course, if you enjoy what I do, consider buying me a coffee. The donation link is in the description box below, and every amount is greatly appreciated. And there you are, flying out of the deck in the recent past, really showing up in your power of choosing to walk away from something. Now again, Cappy, I'm going to say you, because this is your reading. This could very well be your person's energy, so take it as it resonates. Okay, so the main energy for your reading this month is the Five of Pentacles. There's an energy here of you expecting or experiencing a loss. But what's interesting is it's, again, showing up in the recent past mainly, where you made the decision to walk away here. But you're showing me I walked away from my emotional stability, from my emotional fulfillment. So does it suck? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. Right? But I mean, you feel a loss, but it's not to the point where you regret your decision, because you prioritized yourself here. Now, that's the main energy for your reading. In the recent past, you get the Six of Swords, the Devil, which is you, and the Nine of Cups. Like I said, choosing to walk away from something, making the decision to leave something behind, move in a different direction, but it's for your own stability. It's for your own emotional fulfillment, your own emotional stability. You are really prioritizing yourself here in the recent past, and it is beautiful. In the current situation, you get the Temperance, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. You are the King of Pentacles to me as reader. I don't assign gender to my cards. And I do see a King of Swords showing up here. So some of you may be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or just somebody that embodies that energy. There's a healing going on here, both for you and for this other person. And it's kind of been a long time coming. This is a process which you've either started in the past, or it's been going on for quite some time, and you're just kind of like finishing it now. Now, in the near future, you get the Five of Cups, the Hermit, and the Page of Wands. You're healing from the past. You're coming to a lot of realizations about the past. So something took place in the past where you're like, hey, not the best energy. I really didn't like this. I was not a fan of this energy. You look back at it, and it could be regret on your part, or it could be that you're like, ugh, I just wish things played out differently here. But you're realizing and learning a lot of things, and you're coming out the other end with a very, like, not happy energy, but more so like not burdened anymore. Like, I've released this burden after going within and really learning what I needed to learn here. So let's take a look. This is interesting. I'm going to start off by clarifying the Five of Pentacles, which is the main energy for your reading. Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Hierophant, the Nine of Cups, which you get again in the recent past, and the Three of Swords. Some of you may have been married in this connection. For some of you, it may have been one of those connections where you're like, we weren't married on paper, but we might as well have been. Like, that's the depth of this connection. That's how intricate it was. That's how deep the roots were. And you're showing me this loss, this separation, right? It hurts. There is emotional pain here. It is heartbreaking for you to experience this. But you're like, hey, I know that after this pain, there's going to come emotional fulfillment, because despite the fact that it hurts now, I did this for my own good. I prioritized myself. I prioritized my needs. I prioritized my emotional stability. And so even though it does kind of hurt now and it kind of sucks, I know that it's for the better. Let's take a look at the recent past. I want to clarify the Six of Swords here in the recent past for you. Six of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Fool. You're showing me that this walking away, it was inevitable. It's almost like you knew at some point, like, I would walk away at some point, right? It's literally just a matter of time. Now, I feel like you took the action to walk away in the recent past, but it was kind of building up for a while. And you're showing me, was it risky? Yes. Was it like unknown for me? Yes. Because I feel like you've been in this connection for quite some time, where being on your own, walking away, leaving it behind, it is kind of risky because you're like, well, I don't know what's on the other end of that. But you're showing me I chose to walk away because I prioritize my needs, my desires, what I want over this connection, over the riskiness. And it was kind of like a long time coming. It's almost like you knew this was going to happen. You just didn't know when you would actually take action. Let's take a look at the devil here for you in the recent past. Devil is clarified by the Sun, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you're showing me on the one hand, I am happy, right? The decision I made, I am happy about it. Truly, truly happy. It brought you a lot of enlightenment. You really got, and like enlightenment in terms of like, it clarified a lot of things for you. But then your mind has a tendency to kind of get into this loop of overthinking. And now you're starting to not fully backtrack on your decision, but kind of question it a little bit. So you're like, okay, I walked away. I know I made the right decision. It made me feel good. And that but is coming in because your mind is starting to be like, well, what about this? But what about that? But now you feel lonely. But are you really sure it's the right decision? But what if you said this? But could you do that? Your mind is literally kind of like going on a little bit of a spiral here, causing you, again, not to backtrack, but maybe second guess or question whatever decision you made. Let's take a look at the Nine of Cups in the recent past for you. Nine of Cups is clarified by the Page of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, which you get again in the current situation, and the Seven of Pentacles. I do see you showing me like, look, overall, I feel emotionally fulfilled. I feel emotionally balanced by my decision. However, and you're not taking any action. Despite the doubts, despite you second guessing yourself, I don't see you getting into a position of kind of backtracking or changing your decision or reaching out to the person and be like, hey, I made a mistake. You are evaluating and assessing, though. You're looking at the whole situation here, excuse me, in the recent past, and you're looking at it as like, let me try to be objective about this. Why can't I talk? And evaluate the pros and cons of like, okay, this was the right decision versus, oh, maybe I made a mistake. But I don't see you acting on it necessarily. Again, it's more so an energy of like you trying to objectively assess the decision you made. And it's coming from the Five of Pentacles, which is the main energy for your reading. You are experiencing this sense of loss, right? You are maybe lonely, maybe you miss this person, despite the fact that you made the decision to walk away for your own emotional fulfillment. That feeling of longing, that feeling of separation, it's very powerful, right? We are risk averse. We are people like loss averse as well. We don't like to feel difficult emotions. And sometimes our mind will come in, and when we feel these difficult emotions, it'll make us second guess the decisions that we made. Let's take a look at the Temperance for you in the current situation. Temperance is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Five of Wands. You're a little bit conflicted here because on the one hand, and you get the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. On the one hand, you do want to talk to this person. You really do. Because you're showing me like, look, I thought this was going to be healing for the both of us. And now I'm looking at this other person and they're just having a grand old time. Maybe you're looking at their social media and they seem like everything's great and everything's fun and everything's happy. This doesn't even bother them. And so now you're in a position where you're like, hey, I kind of want to reach out to you and be like, well, you know, are you healing? Does this bother you? Does this not? There is a little bit of an energy here of like, I'm going through it, right? Why aren't you going through it? Even though you're the one that chose to walk away. But I don't see you reaching out because you're showing me there's a conflict here, right? Where it's like, on the one hand, you want to, but on the other hand, you're like, look, I need to take a breather. I need to take some time. Like, I know that acting hasty and like rushing into things is not really the ideal energy for me right now. Let's take a look at the King of Pentacles for you in the current situation. King of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Hermit, and you get the Hermit again in the same row in the near future. So you're showing me here, again, you're not second guessing your decision, but you're very, very confused. I walked away, I did this for myself. And then you kind of jump into the other side and being like, well, maybe I did make a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. you're trying to introspect and go within to try to figure out whether or not you second guessing your decision is actually, you know, your fears, your mind playing tricks on you, maybe you missing the person, maybe you seeing them not having as rough a time as you, or if it was actually like the right decision for you. And so you're kind of bouncing back and forth between, did I make the right decision or did I not? I don't see you reaching out. I don't see you acting on these emotions that you have right now, because you're showing me I'm trying to go within and truly figure out for myself, regardless of this other person, regardless of anything, whether this decision was right for me. But I do see a little bit of confusion happening for you here surrounding your decision to walk away in the current situation. Let's take a look at the King of Swords for you in the current situation. King of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the High Priestess. Yeah, you're showing me, look, I need to take my emotions out of this and I need to be practical and logical. And the most practical thing to do right now is, first of all, eliminate my emotions, right? Because my emotions are what's causing me this confusion. I need to try to take my emotions out of this and just not take any action. Not move away from this, not move towards this, not entertain these thoughts, just literally just pause, freeze everything. And again, I need to go within. You're very introspective in the current situation because you're really trying to figure out for yourself deep down, was this the right decision for me? This is a very mature energy in terms of how you're handling it. It's almost like you are able to step outside of your own thoughts and kind of be the observer, which is very difficult to do. And look at the situation objectively and be like, okay, let me look at this from like an outside perspective. Now, keep in mind, I feel like you're the one that chose to walk away, Cappy. Even if you didn't choose to walk away, whoever walked away here, right, it led you to this place of emotional stability. But I do feel like you're the one that made the decision to walk away. Let's take a look at the near future for you. I'm going to clarify the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is clarified by the Six of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Yeah, you're kind of looking at the past here, and this ending is very difficult for you, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is very difficult for you, but I don't see any anxiety here. I do see you, again, second-guessing your decision a little bit, but I don't see any anxiety. I don't see necessarily any regret over your past actions, but because it is difficult for you here in the near future, you're showing me I'm looking back at the past and reminiscing a little bit and kind of looking back at the ending, at how things ended between us. And it's a little bit difficult for you to feel good about it. Now, what I mean by that is endings never feel good. You're showing me that you have a hard time feeling like, okay, this was 100% the right decision. You feel like it was the right decision, but there's also parts of you which feel like maybe it was the wrong decision. Maybe you should have, waited a little longer. Maybe you should have thought it through a little more. I would say that's like 20%. The 80% you do feel good about it. But for you, you're showing me like, I need to feel 100% good about this decision. And even in the near future, I don't see you quite getting there. Let's take a look at the Hermit for you in the near future. The Hermit is clarified by the Six of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Empress. Yeah, deep down, part of you still feels like this was my soul connection. This was my person. Like, this was the perfect person for me. There is a little bit of looking at the situation through rose-colored glasses here in the near future, because again, it is difficult, it is painful for you, and when we're, in pain, our brain likes to take us back to times when we were happier, and that causes us to kind of second guess, did I make the right decision? And I do see here in the near future, deep down, when you introspect, you're kind of going back into all these memories of, oh, all the good times we had. I feel like this is a soul connection. I feel like this person was the person for me. Maybe we can rebuild this. Maybe we can rebuild this connection. And I'm not saying that you can't, right? I'm not saying that this person was like not the good person for you. But if you're the one that chose to walk away here, I would suggest that maybe take a look at why you chose to walk away, right? When you're in this energy of reminiscing and looking at everything through rose-colored glasses. Because clearly, if you chose to walk away, it wasn't all rose-colored, right? It wasn't all perfect. Let's take a look at the Page of Wands in the near future for you. The Page of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Cups. So you're showing me essentially that you're not taking very much action, right? But you want to. You want to reach out to this person. You want to offer them love because you're showing me I still love them. I still have love for them. I want to let them know that I have love for them. I want to receive love from them. I do want to take action. Do I see you taking action? No. I see you kind of just sitting back and waiting because you're showing me I need to be practical and logical about this. And it doesn't really make sense for me to reach out and take action for whatever reason in the near future here. So let's see what the universe wants you to keep in mind this month, Cappy. From the universe, you get the Queen of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Judgment. Yeah, you're showing me that you do feel good about your decision. Whatever decision you made, it helped you elevate into this energy of like, I'm amazing, I'm magnetic, like you truly realizing the beautiful energy that you bring to the table. However, you're also in a position of evaluating and assessing, did I make the right decision? For all the reasons that we discussed throughout this reading. So Cappy, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading resonated and gave you clarity. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and I will see you on the next one.